Hello, very good morning to you all. Today, in this class, we are going to discuss about LAN devices. In the last class, we have discussed about various LANs, various network categories, classification of networks, LAN, local area network, MAN, metropolitan area network, wide area network, and personal area network. We have seen about this in the last class. In this class, we are going to see the LAN devices, the LAN building devices, we can say. These devices are repeaters, hubs, switches, bridges, network interface cards, routers, modems, and wireless network adapters. So we are going to see what are the functions, how they work, how they will look like, and what are the functions of these we are going to see in this class. So our class today is explain LAN devices such as repeaters, hubs, switches, bridges, network interface cards, routers, modems, and wireless network adapters. So these are the LAN devices we are using at the present in the computer networking. These LAN devices are repeaters, hubs, switches, bridges, network interface cards, routers, modems, and wireless network adapters. So we are going to see all about this in this class. So what are the LAN devices? First we see. Computer network consists of different devices such as a router, hub, switch, and others. Without these network devices, data cannot be transmitted from one computer to another in a LAN or a WAN network. The LAN devices are most important components either in LAN or WAN network. And the LAN devices these are also called network devices, link up all the local and remote network segments with each other to make data communication from one segment to another. The most important job of these LAN devices. These link up all the local and remote network segments with each other to make data communication from one segment to another. The two important devices of big network are routers and switches. The routers and switches are playing a very crucial role in establishment of computer networks. All types of computer networks, it may be LAN or MAN or WAN, local area networks or metropolitan area networks or wide area networks. A computer network with good infrastructure with properly placed and configured network devices such as routers, switches, etc. are helpful in reducing the overall operational cost, improving the performance, manageability and reliability. This is the important factor about LAN devices or computer network devices. So we are going to see in detail about all the devices. Here, first we start with the repeater. A repeater is a network device that is used to retransmit the weaker signals in a network. It's a network device, simply retransmit the weaker signals in a network. Network repeaters are also called signal boosters and range extenders are small devices that receive incoming electrical, wireless, and optical signals and retransmit them to spots that Ethernet and Wi-Fi data transmission cannot reach. Repeaters attempt to preserve signal integrity and extend the distance over which data can travel. So repeaters removes the unwanted noise from the incoming signals. A series of the repeaters is used to amplify the signals in the big network. They can also relay the messages between subnetworks that use different protocols. Repeaters work at a physical layer of OSI model. Physical layer of OSI model. So here we can see the repeater placed here. When a signal is being transmitted over a medium, that signal may be attenuated due to electrical interference or some other, or due to the material used for transmission of the data. The signal may be attenuated. So, in frequent places, we put the repeaters. Here the repeater receives the attenuated signal and retransmit and regenerate the signal to the original one. That is the specialty of the repeater in the computer network. Here we are seeing it taking attenuated signal and repeating regenerated signal to the original signal. So repeater operates at the physical layer of OSI model. Its job is to regenerate the signal over the same network before the signal becomes too weak or corrupted, so as to extend the length to which the signal can be transmitted over the same network. In a network, the signal is passing on. If the signal becomes weak or corrupted, so here the repeater takes the signal, weak signal, and regenerate it and pass it over to the network. An important point to be noted about repeaters is that they do not amplify the signal. They simply regenerate it. It won't amplify the signal. When the signal becomes weak, they copy the signal bit by bit and regenerate it at the original strength. It is a two-port device. Repeaters are two-port devices. So important thing, it won't amplify the signal. It don't amplify the signal, but it regenerates. When the signal becomes weak, they copy the signal bit by bit and regenerate it at the original strength. Why are repeaters are needed? When an electrical signal is transmitted via channel, it gets attenuated depending upon the nature of the channel or the technology. The channel may get attenuated. It's natural phenomena in electronic transportation, in electronic channel. So that's why the signal may get attenuated. This poses a limitation upon the length of the LAN or coverage area of cellular networks. So the communication channel may work to the certain length. Beyond the length, what we have to do? We have to insert, we have to establish repeaters. The repeaters take the weak signal and regenerate to the original strength, thus extending the capacity of boundary of the LAN or the computer network. This problem is alleviated by installing repeaters at certain intervals. So repeaters amplify the attenuated signal and then retransmit it. Digital repeaters can even reconstruct signals distorted by transmission loss. So repeaters are popularly incorporated to connect between two LANs, thus forming a large single LAN. Here a repeater between two connectors, two LANs here. So signal may be increased and capacity of the LAN also increased here. So here there are types of repeaters. According to the types of signals that they generate, repeaters can be classified into two categories. First one, analog repeaters, and second one is digital repeaters. Based on the signal they generate, and repeaters can be classified, analog and digital. So analog repeaters, they can only amplify the analog signal, whereas digital repeaters, they can reconstruct a distorted signal. According to types of network that they connect, repeaters can be categorized into two types: wired repeaters and wireless repeaters. This is based on connectors. Wired repeaters are used in wired LANs, and wireless repeaters, they are used in wireless LANs and also cellular networks. And third category, according to the domain of LANs they connect, repeaters can be divided in two categories again. Local repeaters, they connect the LAN segments separated by small distance. Remote repeaters, they connect LANs that are far from each other. These are the types and categories of the repeaters. Based on the requirement, we will use any of these repeaters or multiple repeaters in the network. So advantages of repeaters. Repeaters are simple to install and can easily extend the length on the coverage area of the networks. They are cost effective. Repeaters don't require any processing over it. The only time they need to be investigated is in case of degradation of performance. They can connect signals using different types of cables. These are the advantages of repeaters. So disadvantages of repeaters here. Repeaters cannot connect dissimilar networks. It connects only similar networks. They cannot differentiate between actual signal and noise. They cannot reduce network traffic or congestion. Most networks have limitations upon the number of repeaters that can be deployed. These are the disadvantages of repeaters. So next, network device. So we have seen the repeater. One of the network devices, repeater. A repeater simply regenerates the V signal in the computer network. Due to electric loss or distance, the signal may be attenuated. So for regenerate the signal, we use the repeaters in the computer network. And next one is a hub. Next network device is a hub. Hub is the most basic networking device that connects the multiple computers or other network devices together. A hub is a small, rectangular, inexpensive device that joins multiple network-enabled devices. A hub is a physical layer networking device which is used to connect multiple devices in a network. They are generally used to connect computers in LAN. The purpose of a hub is to form a single network segment on which all devices can communicate directly with each other. Until early 2000s, Ethernet hubs were widely used for home networking due to their simplicity and low cost. While broadband routers have replaced them in homes, hubs still serve a useful purpose. So up to year 2000, we were using Ethernet hubs. When broadband routers came into the picture, routers replaced them, replaced the hubs. Hub is many ports in it. A computer which intends to be connected to the network is plugged in one of these ports. When data frame arrives at a port, it is broadcast to every other port without considering whether it is destined for a particular destination or not. So we'll see now this scenario. Here a typical hub, D-Link hub, it is 8-port hub. It is 8-port hub. We can connect 8 devices to this through this hub. So here is the example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 devices are connected to hub here. So when it receives the information from source hub, it sends the received signal to all the devices which are connected in the hub. The information received from the sender will be passed to all the devices in the network. So here, which intends to be connected. When data frame arrives at a port, it broadcasts to every other port. So here, suppose we are receiving the data for this port, and this hub automatically transmit the received signal to all remaining 7 ports. That is the specialty of hub. So another examples here, 5-port hub here, and here 4-port hub here. So when a receiver receives connected to this, the LAN cables are connected to this ports. While sending the information, a sender will send to the information to the hub. Hub then receives from a single port and transmit to the all other ports devices. Hub is basically a multi-port repeater. Hub connects multiple wires coming from different branches. Hubs cannot filter data, so data packets are sent to all connected devices. In other words, collision domain of all those connected through hub remains one. Also, they do not have intelligence to find out best path for data packets, which leads to inefficiencies and wastage. The hubs don't have any intelligence. It simply receives the packet and sends to all the users, all the devices connected in the network. So here we can see hub. So port 1, we are receiving the data. At port 1, we are receiving the data. And port 2 also we have received the data. So here it works like this, the hub. Types of hubs. There are types of active hub, passive hub, intelligent hubs. Active hub are which they have own power supply and can clean, boost and relay the signal along with the network. It serves both as a repeater as well as wiring center. These are used to extend the maximum distance between nodes. Active hubs are used to extend the maximum distance between nodes. A passive hub, these are the hubs which collect wiring from nodes and power supply from active hub. These hubs relay signals on the network without cleaning and boosting them and can be used to extend the distance between nodes. We cannot use this to extend the distance between nodes. Intelligent hubs add extra features to an active hub that are of particular importance to a business. So these are the types of hubs we are using in the computer network. In case of any fault in the hub, the data communication in the network computer stops. In an Ethernet bus-based network, hub is a central device that is used to connect all the computers with each other. Hub has multiple ports such as 8-port, 6-port, 4-port, 6-port, 8-port, 16-port, and also 24-port, etc. when data packets are reached at hub. Hubs are broadcasted to all the computers unlike a switch, and only the desired computer receives the data. Hubs receives the data and sends it to all the computers which are connected on the device, connected on the hub network. So, and distant required computer receives the data packet. When we want to connect more than 2 computers with each other, a hub or switch is required in a local area network. Hubs operate at the physical layer. Hubs are OSI layer 1 devices and have no concept of Ethernet frames or addressing. They have no way of distinguishing which port is a signal should be sent to. Instead, an electrical signal is broadcast to every port. All nodes on the network will receive data, and the data will eventually reach the correct destination, but with a lot of unnecessary network traffic. Because hubs receives the data and sends to all the devices connected in that computer. That increases the network traffic. Some disadvantages. These are hubs operate in half duplex. Hubs are prone to collisions. Each port and hub is in the same collision domain. Data is forwarded out all ports and can be captured with a network sniffer. These are the disadvantages of hubs. So far we have seen when hub is a device used in the networking, computer networking, which have some ports on it. There may be 4 ports, 6 ports, 8 ports, or 24 ports. Hubs receive the signal to a single port and sends the same signal to all the ports in the device, so that all the computers nodes connected in the network will receive the signal, complete all the signals. The disadvantages is it won't have any intelligence with it. It simply receives and transmits the data. So next important LAN device, next important network device is switch. A network switch is a small device that centralizes communications among several connected devices in one local area network. A switch is a data link layer networking device which connects devices in a network and uses packet switching to send and receives data over the network. A switch is a data link layer networking device which connects devices in a network and uses packet switching to send and receive data over the network. Switches are key building blocks for any network. No, switches are become key building blocks. They connect multiple devices such as computers, wireless access points, printers, and servers on the same network within a building or campus. A switch enables connected devices to share information and talk to each other. A network switch is a device that connects devices together on a LAN. A switch is essentially a multi-port network bridge and performs the same basic function as a bridge, but at much faster speeds and with many additional features. Each port on a switch is in a separate collision domain and can run in the full duplex mode, which means that those connected to a switch port can transmit to the switch at the same time that the switch retransmits them. So switch operates on full duplex mode, whereas hubs operate in half duplex mode. There is no collision domain in the switch, whereas there is a collision in the hub. So here we can see it looks like hub, but it is enough intelligence with it. This is a switch, and switch is connected like this. So all the devices can communicate each other, but sender, when sends the information, receives, and switch will be sent, switch sent and forward the received frames, received the data to a destined destination, corresponding destination. It won't send all the data to all the devices, all the nodes connected on it. It simply forward the message to the respective node. So like this, it is taking the information from this computer, the switch is taking, and it is forwarding the destination. This is the destination. So these two computers which are connected in the LAN, they don't have anything now. They don't bother about this communication. Whereas hub, if it were hub, it simply receives the data from here and it transmits data to all these 3 computers. But whereas the switch simply receives the data and forward to the corresponding destination without involving these two destinations. That's the specialty of switch. So here also there is no collision at all. Anyone communicate to each other, and switch takes the information from sender and forward to the destination. A switch is a multi-port bridge with a buffer and a design that can boost its efficiency. A large number of ports imply less traffic and performance. A switch is a data link layer device. The switch can perform error checking before forwarding data. That makes it very efficient as it does not forward packets that have errors and forward good packets selectively to correct port only. In other words, switch divides collision domain of hosts, but broadcast domain remains same. Switches limit the traffic to and from each port and all the devices connected to the switch as maximum available bandwidth. Switch does not provide the built-in firewall capabilities like the routers. In the telecommunication and packet switch infrastructure, switches play an important role. They transmit the data towards its destination based on the IP address. So the switches transmit the data towards the destination based IP address. Based on the address of the node in the network, the switch transmits the data to the corresponding node. An Ethernet switch usually works at the data link layer of the OSI model, that is nothing but layer 2. It manages the flow of data across a network by inspecting the incoming frame's destination MAC address and forwarding the frame only to the host for which the message was intended. Is the specialty of switch, whereas in hub, simply it takes the information. After receiving the information from the sender, hub simply forward or transmit the received the information to all the devices in it, irrespective of corresponding one. Whereas in switch, manages the flow of data across network by inspecting an incoming frame's destination, that is most important, MAC address, and forwarding the frame only to the host for which the message was intended. The switch won't transmit the data to all the devices. It transmit or forward the frame only to the host or the which the message was intended by seeing the destination MAC address, media access control address. Each switch has a dynamic table called MAC address table that maps MAC addresses to ports. With this information, a switch can identify which system is sitting on which port and where to send the received frame. So it is a dynamic table with a MAC address table. So with this information, switch can identify which system is sitting on which port, where to send the received frame. That is the intelligence having in the switch. Next one, bridge, another network device. A network bridge is a device that divides a network into segments. Each segment represents a separate collision domain. So the number of collisions in the network is reduced. Each collision domain has its own separate bandwidth. So a bridge also improves the network performance. A bridge works at the data link layer of layer 2 of the OSI model. It inspects incoming traffic and decides whether to forward it or filter it. Each incoming Ethernet frame is inspected for destination MAC address. If the bridge determines that the destination host is on the another segment of the network, it forwards the frame to that segment. Here we can see the bridge is one of the server, this is another server, and these are switches. This is one switch, this is another switch, and here we have almost personal computers 5 are connected. Here also personal computers are connected to the switch and through switch to server, and these LAN environments connected through a bridge. This is one LAN environment. This is another LAN environment. Here we have IP addresses from 220.0.0 up to 8. Here also 10.0.0.0 up to 8 IP addresses. So these two LAN segments are connected with bridge. This is a bridge, this is a LAN segment, this is another LAN segment, these are connected through a bridge. A bridge is a repeater with the add-on functionality of filtering content by reading the MAC addresses of source and destination. It is also used for interconnecting two LANs working on the same protocol. It has a single input and single output port, thus making it a two-port device. So bridge is a two-port device. So here also we can see, here computer 1 and 2, it is a collision domain. Here 3 and 4, this is another collision domain. So it is connecting these two connectors, two LANs in the bridge. Bridge working principle. The working principle of a bridge is it blocks or forwards the data depending on the destination MAC address, and this address is written into every data frame. In a computer network, a bridge separates a LAN into different segments like segment 1, segment 2, etc. And the MAC addresses of all the pieces can be stored into the table. For instance, a PC1 transmits the data to the PC2, where the data will transmit to the bridge first. Then, so the bridge reads the MAC address and decides whether to transmit the data to segment 1, segment 2, because bridge has to test itself that the PC are whether in segment 1 or segment 2. Therefore, the PC is accessible in segment 1, which means the bridge transmits the data in segment 1 only and eliminates all connected PCs in segment 2. In this way, the bridge reduces traffic in a computer network. Here this one. A bridge connected two hubs or two LANs. Uses of bridge in a computer network. A bridge in a computer network connects with other bridge networks that utilize a similar protocol. These network devices work at the data link layer in an OSI model to connect two different networks and provide communication between them. Similar to hubs and repeaters, bridges broadcast data to each node, but maintains the MAC media access control address, able to find out new segments. A bridge utilizes a database to determine where to transmit, otherwise remove the data frame. There are types of bridges: transparent bridge and source routing bridge. What is transparent bridge? These are the bridges in which the stations are completely unaware of the bridge's existence. Whether or not a bridge is added or deleted from the network, reconfiguration of the stations is unnecessary. These bridges make use of two processes: bridge forwarding and bridge learning. Source routing bridges, second type. In these bridges, a routing operation is performed by source station, and the frame specifies which route to follow. The host can discover frame by sending a special frame called a discovery frame, which spreads through the entire network using all possible paths to the destination. So these are the information about bridges. Now we will see the network interface cards. What is meant by network interface card? The NIC. One of the ways to access internet is to connect LAN cable or Ethernet cable to our computer. Where we connect? What happens when we connect this LAN cable to our computer? Where we connect first? This LAN cable connects to a hardware device already present in our computer called network interface card. So external Ethernet cable, LAN cable, we connect to our computer through the network interface card only. So any computer, in order to connect to the internet, needs a network interface card. These days almost all computers have built-in NIC. Network interface card is a hardware device that is installed on the computer so that it can be connected to the internet. It is also called Ethernet card or network adapter. Every NIC has a 48-bit unique serial number called MAC address, which is stored in ROM carried on the card. Every computer must have at least one NIC if it wants to connect to the internet. If computer wants to connect with the internet, we must have NIC facility in the computer. So this is personal computer and servers. They must use NIC. It looks like this to the which where we want to connect to the internet. A network interface card is a hardware component without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. It is a circuit board installed in a computer that provides dedicated network connection to the computer. It is also called network interface controller, network adapter, or LAN adapter. Network interface card NIC is a hardware component where network controllers are integrated onto a circuit board that uses standard OSI model of 7 layers to communicate, and it acts like a transceiver where it can transmit and receive at the same time while communicating with the other devices. This is a specialty. It will use standard OSI model for 7 layers. It communicates, acts like transceiver where it can transmit and also receives the same time, data at same time. Here this is a typical NIC card which we can insert inside the computer. Where is a network card located in computer? Where we can locate? In a desktop computer, the network card is most often located near the USB ports on the back if it is an onboard version. Generally, nowadays almost all ports are coming on onboard version and a motherboard. If it is a separate network card, in case of not in onboard, it is usually located at the back of the computer near the bottom, taking up a PCI slot. In a laptop, the network card is integrated into the motherboard only. The network port where we plug in a network cable is often located on the side of the laptop, or it may be located at the back. If we cannot find a network port on the laptop, it may only have a wireless network. We can purchase a network card for laptops which is installed into a PC card slot on the side of the laptop if available. So this is a typical network card. Here we connect, this is Ethernet port where we connect our Ethernet cable or LAN cable into this port. It's a PCI connection. We have to insert this card in the PCI slot on the motherboard if the motherboard does not have inbuilt or onboard NIC facility. This is Gigabit Ethernet NIC. So inside the computer case, we will insert this PCI connection on the PCI slot, and to this Ethernet port we will connect the external Ethernet cable line to this port to get the network connectivity. So in motherboard we can see the small device. This is the Ethernet connection itself. This is called onboard Ethernet connection. If this type of onboard Ethernet connection we do not have, if you do not have a motherboard, then we have to purchase a card like this to insert on the PC, insert inside the computer case in the PCI slot. The NICs of two cards, two types: internal network card and external network card. What is meant by internal network card? In internal network cards, motherboard has a slot for the network card where it can be inserted. It requires network cables to provide network access. Internal network cards are two types. The first type is a peripheral component interconnection, while the second type is industry standard architecture. because if you are using internal networking cards, we have to insert these internal networking cards in PCI slot or ESA slot based on the motherboard. This is internal network cards. This can be inserted in the PCI slot. And external wire, nothing but RJ45 wire or Cat5 cable with LAN connectivity we can insert here to get the network connectivity. External network cards in desktops and laptops, they do not have an internal NIC. External NICs are used. External network cards are of two types again, wireless and USB based. Wireless network cards needs to be inserted into the motherboard, where however no network cable is required to connect the network. They have to be inserted in the computer. They are useful while traveling or accessing wireless signal. Here we can see external network signal, USB external network signal. So we have to insert this in the PCBs, personal computers, any USB port, and we have Ethernet connectivity to this. It's another model, Ethernet connectivity. This is card model. We have to insert inside the computer in the PCI slot so that we will get the wireless Ethernet, wireless LAN. Here also wireless adapter is came into the picture. We have to insert this pen drive model and we will get the Ethernet facility. The function of NIC. NIC definition is very simple, seems very simple, but what does a network interface card do and what is the function of NIC? Working as an interface at the TCP IP layer, a NIC card can transmit signals at the physical layer and deliver data packets at the network layer. No matter what layer the network interface controller lies, it acts as a middleman between a computer or server and a data network. When a user requests a web page, the LAN card gets data from the user device and sends them to the server on the internet, then receives the required data back from the internet to display for the users. So these are the network devices. So far we have seen there are a number of network devices. In this class we have seen hub is a network device. First we started with the repeater, and after that hub, and after that switch, and after that bridge, and just now we have finished NIC. So we have discussed about repeaters, hubs, switches, bridges, and NICs in this class. In the next class, we will see about routers, functions of the routers, and establishment of the routers. And after that, modems we see what is the modem, function of modem. And after that, wireless network adapters. We will discuss about these three network devices in the next class. Meanwhile, we will watch another video which shows the details and differences among this switch, router, and hub. Thank you.
Signal flow and data transfer are assisted within a network by various devices known as backbones. The four different backbone devices are hubs, bridges, switches, and gateways. Each device transports data in a specific way. A hub is a centralized connecting device, often located at a center of a star network that automatically rebroadcasts any signal or data that it receives from one device to all other devices on the network. Because all the devices connected to a hub are competing for media usage, it's possible for collisions to occur when two devices send transmissions simultaneously. For this reason, it's important to avoid using a hub for messaging that requires immediate response. Another network backbone device is called a bridge. Network bridges are smart devices that process and record information about signal traffic between devices in the networks. The bridge then uses this information to determine the most efficient path for data transfer between a transmitting and a receiving device without having to send it to every device in the network. A switch is a multi-port network bridge that uses packet switching to forward data to one or multiple specific devices. Because more than one transmission can occur at a time, switch operating speeds are very fast. Switches are also full duplex devices that allow data signals to flow simultaneously in both directions. This eliminates the risk of data collisions that may occur in other network backbone devices. When two segments of the same network have different communication formats, a gateway is needed to connect them. A gateway performs a conversion function so that a computer on an Ethernet network using a TCP/IP protocol may communicate with a PLC on a subnet using the ControlNet protocol. Even though these two protocols are incompatible, the gateway can connect them on the same network and allow them to function together. Hubs, bridges, switches, and gateways, the backbones of networking, perform individual and important functions in keeping networks performing at their highest level.